to Passions Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the soap opera Passions. I'm your regular host, LeTara, back today with Jessica. I'm trying to find there we go. Welcome back, Jessica, aka welcome back after our 15-minute break, and we are on to the next half of the episode, part two for those of you who listened to part one last week. Now we're on to part two of whatever the name of this episode is going to be. I honestly I have so many quotes, and I think the name of the episode came to me like at the very end of this Sheridan and Louise. I think the last thing that happens. So we'll talk about that. I have to sneeze. At some point it'll come out. But we're still talking about 866 through 870. And before we get into the episodes, we give a shout out to all my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you to Munashe, Lisa S, Zach, Sid, Sarana, Randall, Hannah, Camelia, Jeanette, Eric, Jamie, Fantasia, Sean S, Larissa, Maria, Lisa A, Jessica Jean, who's here with us today, Laura, Karen, Uche, Paige, Casey, Garange, Tom Bergeron, Daisy, Shane, Kelly C, Taylor Harris Crane, DJ, Rodo, Lisa R, Acacia, and Natalie, and Andrew. All of you are patrons. Thank you so much. All of you are patrons. I don't know what's wrong with me. But thank you all so much for being patrons and hanging in there with me. If you would like to become a patron over on the Patreon, go to patreon.com/Passions Podcast. Y'all, I'm going loopy. I've gone loopy. I feel like I said the word Patreon 30 times. Did I say Patreon a million times just now? I think I did. But whatever. Go on over there and become a patron on our Patreon. Patreon.com/Passions Podcast. Sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. Go out to passionspodcast.com and you can also buy merch and you can buy my music. So with that, and you can buy Naya's art. Naya, you can buy her art on there too. Y'all, I'm so tired. Oh my God. I have to make this work. We have been talking about this for already 3.5 hours. So and it was a day. I've already done a whole day of things. Whole day. We didn't even start until 5 o'clock. This was a choice. But we're going to make it. We're going to make it. I got to get through this. I got to get through this. I got to make it. Got to make it. Got to make it through. You remember that song? No. Oh, dang. Oh, I can't remember who sang it, but whatever. It was a classic. It is a classic. But anyway, going on with the show, 866 through 870, we're picking up with our Sheridan and Louise storyline. I don't have any music for this, I don't think. Nothing tender about it, nothing good about it. It's a joke. So I'll give you a good rim shot for the joke that this storyline has become. It's ridiculous. This storyline is so stupid. Yeah. It's so dumb. So we pick up and Louise is staying or sleeping over at the cottage just in case something bad happens to Antonio in the night. Antonio asked that Louise stay over just in case. And so he's sleeping on the couch while Sheridan and Antonio are in the bedroom. What seems like making love. Louise gets up, he goes over to the bedroom, he sees Sheridan making out with Antonio. They're naked. She's saying, I love you. He's saying, I love you. And they're heavy breathing in each other's ears. And turns out it was all a dream. Louise was just having a dream. He pulled a Theresa on us. And it was a good one. I was like, oh, Sheridan, what the fuck? Like, I was like, that's crazy.
Are you saying that they weren't hooking up? He wasn't standing watching them hook up?
No.
But his mom walked in on him doing it.
Yeah, and then he woke up.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the dream.
Okay, was like okay, I get it.
Yeah, that was part of the dream, and then it did last for quite a. That's part of the reason why it worked so well and it tricked me at first was because it did last for quite some time, and it never got like weird. Sometimes they start to get a little
Their
weird.
dreams are obviously weird dreams. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that one seemed like it was happening. I definitely thought it was. And I was
yeah.
like, leave the room, Louise. Don't be a fucking creep.
Don't be
Jeez.
a creep. No,
Yeah.
so he actually wakes up, and Pilar is there or comes in or shows up, whatever. He tells his mother that he had this dream, and or he tells his mother that he saw this thing happening, and Pilar's like, no, that didn't happen. You were dreaming. Literally, you were asleep when I came in here. And he says, I guess you're right. I just wish this whole thing was over with. And Pilar goes, are you saying you wish your brother were dead? Obviously, that is not what he is saying,
Yeah,
Pilar.
Mom, that's what I was saying.
Way to jump to the worst possible conclusion, Pilar. He says, of course not. Of course not. And then she then tells him she wants him to meet someone at Theresa's dinner. So Theresa's having a Thanksgiving Day dinner. Just keep that in mind. So she's like, I want you to come to Theresa's or up to the mansion. There's somebody I want you to meet who's going to be at dinner. Louise at first says, there's no way I'm going to any party. I'm just not ready to see Antonio and Sheridan together as a couple. All right. And then Pilar says, Louise, this could be your brother's last holiday. Have you ever seen the movie Last Holiday with Queen Latifah?
Oh, yes, I have seen that. I was thinking about the Kate
The, the holiday.
Yes, but yeah, the one where she thinks she's dying, so she spends all of her money and then realizes she's not.
Yeah, both great movies, but the last holiday is so fun. And so that when she said this could be your brother's last holiday, it made me think of like, oh, he should spend all his money and go to a very fancy ski resort like Queen Latifah. But yeah, this could be his last holiday with us as a family. Can't you give him or give me? She says, can't you give me this memory? And he says, of course, I'll be there. So she successfully guilts her son into doing something he did not want to do. At this point, Sheridan comes out after Pilar leaves. Pilar goes off back to the mansion, and Sheridan comes out and hugs Louise from behind. Like she grabs him from behind and is going, I love you. I love you. And he spurns her advances. Damn it, Sheridan, don't do this. You can't just go from one brother's bed to another. I mean, it's solid. I mean, I get it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. He's not wrong, but
he's not wrong.
Such a weird situation for them to be in.
It's so weird. This whole thing is so weird and has gone on way too long. Way too long. So Sheridan assures Louise that she did not sleep with Antonio. She tells him she's just keeping up this charade to make Antonio happy in his final days. And she says, I know you're upset because I decided to stay with him and make him happy, but I'm sorry. I know you're upset because I decided to stay with him and make him think that we're still engaged, but I'm just trying to do the right thing here. Make his last days happy. And Louise says, yeah, I mean, I guess I understand. That's what he says. I guess I understand. And she says, you guess? Come on. What would you have thought of me if I just walked away from Antonio? Could you really love someone that cold? And he says, no, it's just that I'm just frustrated. So I think she makes an okay point, but it's not like she would just be walking away from Antonio, right? Like,
Right.
whatever. And also he could love her because he was begging her. That's exactly what he was begging her to do.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he's begging her to do. So Sheridan says, I'm just as frustrated as you are because I love you, the man that I want to be with. I just can't abandon Antonio when he's so close to dying. Louise says, right, I love you too. I want to marry you. You're everything to me. Antonio overhears, I guess, just the last part of this conversation. And he exclaims, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Meanwhile, Beth, we have to talk about where Beth is. Beth is at home. She's having a crazy dream. Like her dream was like clearly a dream, right?
Right.
She's having a crazy dream wherein she and Luis are getting married in the trashiest looking wedding I've ever seen. He's in his police uniform, except it's not buttoned up at all. The shirt is completely open.
Also cut off.
Yeah, I think the sleeves were off. Like he just looked very trashy, and she didn't look much better in whatever that was that she was wearing. And her mother's in the background, like yelling and making a big scene, like, no, you can't marry her. You don't love her. You love Sheridan. You don't love her. She's a liar. She's a manipulator, blah, blah, blah. And then Luis says, I like them bad.
Love that.
Yeah, I liked it. So that happens. It all gets ignored in Beth's dream, and they get married in her dream, I think, before Edna wakes her up. But her mother wakes her up and ruins her dream. And they have their typical back and forth. Edna's praying for the angels to stop Beth and help Luis and whatever. She leaves her mother at home alone on Thanksgiving. Edna's like, what? You're supposed to be making Thanksgiving. What about me? And she said, what's her name? Beth says, I have plans. I have somewhere to be. There's a frozen dinner in there for you, like a Stouffer's or something. A hungry man for her to eat for Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. We don't see Edna again, I don't think. Okay, so back to the cottage. Antonio has overheard Luis confessing his love for Sheridan. We all heard it. Antonio included. And he's got that extra good hearing now because he's blind, I imagine, right? So he should have heard the whole damn conversation, but it seems that he only heard Luis saying, I love you too. I want to marry you. You're everything to me. Okay, so he overhears that. He confronts Luis, very, very angry, saying, I can't believe what I'm hearing. You love Sheridan. You love the woman I love. You want her, Luis? How could you do this to me? How could you betray me like this? Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah, it's so painful to watch. Just like,
whatever. And I wrote, my very next note is, why didn't he drop dead? Because isn't that a shock? Is that not a shock?
Yeah, I was saying why, like, to echo you.
No. Yeah, no, I'm saying, is that not a shock? Like,
yes.
He thought that Luis was confessing his love to his wife or girlfriend or fiance, whatever they are now. And he's confronting Luis about it. So, and he's perfectly fine. He didn't even get a brain freeze. He was just like, what? He was perfectly fine. So we could have just continued with that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're being like, this whole thing is so he won't die, but he almost just faced the truth and he was absolutely fine. Okay. It took me a long time to get where you're going with that.
Very sorry, but yeah, he practically did face the truth. He learned the truth. He heard from Luis's mouth something very shocking, and he didn't drop dead. He's fine.
It's actually so much more fucked up what they do, like gaslighting him over and over again. He keeps being like, is this happening? Because it feels like this is happening. And they're like, no, it's not happening.
Get a clue. And so he doesn't drop dead. And then Beth is watching from outside. She's lurking as she does, looking through the window. And so then she sneaks in and she says, Antonio, what are you talking about? Sheridan. And he's like, Beth. Oh, and she like signals to Sheridan, like, move. Like, they're doing this literally right in front of this man's face. But because he's blind, we're just going to pretend like he wouldn't notice somebody moving around him.
Breathing and feel people moving. You can feel people. Nope, but he's really dumb. When he lost his sight, he lost a lot of his common sense as well.
Well, he never had it, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
And that is the
Right.
problem. He's a fool. He's a fool, and don't I know it? So, Sheridan sneaks around and pretends like she was just coming from the bedroom. He was just in the bedroom. And the first thing out of Antonio's mouth at all times is Sheridan, Sheridan, Sheridan.
Sheridan. She's like, and then she'll be like, yes, I'm here. You just didn't hear me because I don't want to talk to you. And I'm like dead inside in the room. Like,
Yeah, so like you're not gonna tell me that he called out for Sheridan and she was in the room and didn't answer. Like, please. She clearly was not in the room with you, buddy.
Yeah, but or she was and just hates you. I can't believe you can't pick up like how like he's given her the icks.
He's
Like
so
it's so
gross.
obvious.
She won't even let him touch her.
I have always hated him.
Me
There's
too.
nothing he could have said or done to make me not hate him.
Nothing. Nothing. I hate him.
All time vibe.
So Antonio apologizes to Luis and Sheridan for misunderstanding.
100 times. It's so fucking creepy. It's like, okay, stop. You're making us feel weird.
Well, and it's also like, it's a manipulation tactic, in my opinion.
But he didn't know that they were lying to him. So it's like, it was manipulative, like unconsciously or something.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he knew and he was just trying to push the button so they wouldn't leave, like she wouldn't leave him. He really thinks they're not together, but he will not stop apologizing, and it's making them feel like shit every time. And it is manipulative. I just can't put my finger on what I'd call that.
Yeah. Well, I struggle with if Antonio really doesn't know what's going on. I struggle with that. I don't know. They have written it as if he's completely oblivious. He has no clue what's going on, nothing at all. But every time he goes blind, or every time he has a brain freeze, or every time he's like fainting, or it's always right when they're about to tell him the truth. Like, it's always, or it's right when something has happened. Like, he saw Sheridan and Luis having sex, and then he went blind, right? Like, and he went blind before he saw it, but he was standing there watching them. Or they give him the scrapbook that shows that they had a relationship. He opens it up and immediately is like blind. Like, I don't know. Is he blind?
Right.
No,
you're totally right. If all those things are happening in response to almost knowing that, then I would agree that his brain is protecting him from knowing it consciously, but he knows it, and his brain is like a fire, like in order to divert attention away.
I think on some level he knows. He knows.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, on some level he knows, but we're gonna stick with. I know I speculate wildly, so we're gonna stick with what was actually written. He doesn't know, I guess. He's just a fucking idiot. So, yeah, he apologizes a million times throughout these episodes to them for this incident. And then later on, Sheridan thanks Beth for covering for them and saving the moment. And then Sheridan and Luis have a conversation, and they talk about, they lament how hard it is pretending to do this. And Luis is very upset that the truth hasn't come out. In fact, he tells, was it Beth? Did he have this conversation with Sheridan, or did he have it with Beth? Now that I'm looking at my notes. Says he wishes Antonio would have found out about them. I think he has this conversation with Beth. I don't know why I wrote wrote Sheridan. I think it was just force of habit. So he has a little conversation with Beth where Beth apologizes to him. Like, I'm sorry if I overstepped. I didn't, are you upset with me, Luis? And he says, no, I just wish that Antonio would have found out. Like, I was ready. We were so close at that point, and I wish that we could have just let that go. And the thing is, Beth saw that happening and decided to go inside specifically to keep up this ruse. I don't know if I made that clear enough, but her intentions were not good at all.
No, they weren't. They seemed very, very helpful, but she just really wants to get married to Luis.
Exactly. She just wants to keep Sheridan and Luis apart until she can get him for herself. What'd you say?
She's crazy. Like she's like Silence of the Lambs crazy.
Yeah, we get into it. So, they all go over to the mansion for the Thanksgiving party. Antonio gives another one of his sappy speeches about how much he loves Sheridan and she's his everything, and how he couldn't live without her, blah blah blah. Just die already. This is when Father Lonigan shows up. My God. They use Father Lonigan in such an interesting way in this show. Like,
He's like so odd.
yeah, he shows up at the weirdest moments and says the oddest things.
I feel like people are like using him a little bit. Like I feel like he's trying to act as like a priest, but they're using him to like manipulate everyone and like use him as a like morality hammer to like go around and hammer, you know?
Yeah, and as an obstacle, but also like as a catalyst, right? Because what happens next is Father Lonigan shows up and we have the following exchange. And also, actually, I might have this clipped. I don't know. I try not to clip Antonio stuff because I hate him so much. I hate him so much.
He's like, everyone agrees that he sucks the most, right?
Everybody. I mean, it is unanimous.
Yeah, he's the worst fucking kind of guy. If he was at a dinner party I was at, I would just leave as quick as possible. I would not talk to him.
Okay, no. I have a later clip and I'll have that up because it's the next thing we need to do. So I'll just keep that up for us. So they have this exchange. Father Lonigan shows up and oh my God, this is so stupid. Antonio says, "Oh, hello, Father Lonigan. It looks like we have another thing in common besides being just Catholics now, huh?" And Father Lonigan says, "Yes, I enjoy good Latin food." And Antonio says, "I mean, I guess that makes two things, but I was talking about the fact that I'm blind now too." Huh? What kind of conversation is this? And then Father Lonigan says, "It must be very difficult for you, my son. Just remember, our Lord blesses us with other senses. It is possible to see without sight."
Which is an awesome thing to say, by the way, but he responds to it kind of like, "Sure, thanks so much for that nonsense."
Yeah, he's like, "Okay, I'll remember that. Fine."
Yeah, I'm not trying. Yeah, he just doesn't really want to get better. He wants to be blind and sad.
I hate him. And also, I just thought that was so funny. We have another thing in common now, Father Lonigan. You're blind. I'm blind.
I did that once, dude. I went up to someone, my teacher. I noticed she had the same thyroid scar as me, and I went over. I was like, "Oh, it looks like we both had thyroid cancer." Am I right? Like, and she was like, "Yeah, I guess so." And I was like, "It's cool. We have that in common." And she was like, "Uh-huh." And like, we had never really talked before. I don't know. I am awkward. I didn't know it was weird.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, it is. My friend came and told me, they were like, she thought that was weird. And I was like, that makes sense. Looking back, I see that.
Yeah.
Whatever, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So Antonio goes on to tell Father Lonigan, he's like, we need to talk to you about something important. A marriage that will unite the Crane family and the Lopez-Fitzgeralds. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. I just hate the way he talks. I hate the way he talks. No, Antonio.
Oh, yes.
I need to talk to you about a marriage, Father. A marriage that will unite the Crane family and the Lopez-Fitzgeralds. Well, who talks like that? Why wouldn't you just say, "I need to talk to you about marrying me and Sheridan"? Mm-hmm. Ugh. But he said it, they wrote it this way for this situation to happen. Because Father Lonigan says, "Oh, yes, I have all the paperwork ready." And Antonio's like, how? How do you have the paperwork? How could you possibly have known? And Father Lonigan goes, "Everyone knows." And I mean, he's so just straightforward, clear about it. Everyone knows. I just have to make a few calls. Then we're all set for Sheridan and Luis's wedding. I mean, boom goes the dynamite. We're there, right? Like that. We're there. God damn it, we're there. This has happened
Another
too
perfect
many
opportunity.
times.
Also, the more they keep pulling him aside and gaslighting him and saying, no, 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 that's not happening, the creepier it is that they're doing it. Like, I would feel so angry at those people if they were doing that to me to help me. It's like, I would feel like how patronizing and like infantilizing and like, fuck you guys forever.
Truly, it's fuck you forever.
Yeah.
Forever. If you are lying to me about something so big, for I will come back. You think you're gonna be rid of me when I'm dead? I'll be back to haunt your ass. Let me tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, Father Lonigan says they're all set for Sheridan and Luis's wedding. Dun dun dun. Is this not a shock enough to kill Antonio? I don't understand it. He's shocked.
Almost like he's not sick at all.
He's not sick at all. He's shocked, but not shocked enough to drop dead. Sheridan covers. Everybody kind of is stunned that Father Lonigan has just blurted this out. And so they all kind of scramble to, not Luis. Luis doesn't scramble to do shit. He's like, hell yeah. Thank you, Father. Truth teller. But Sheridan covers saying, oh, Father, you met Antonio in my wedding, right? And Pilar, who, reminder, Pilar doesn't lie. Remember, Pilar doesn't lie. They have made such a big deal about Pilar being so honest, and she doesn't lie.
She's lied several times.
Lies to her son.
Liar. Yeah.
Lies to her son.
All the long days she's lying.
About this priest.
Yeah.
Nasty work. Actually, nasty work. She pulls Antonio to the side, and when he questions about what Father Lonigan said, she says, oh, Father Lonigan's not what he used to be. She basically calls him old and senile.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, his mind's not there anymore. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's rude.
Pilar, what, girl? And meanwhile, while I hate these little breakout rooms that they do. I hate, like, they are all having a conversation.
They break aside, yeah. And it's so obvious when they leave. It's like everyone knows we're going to talk about.
Yeah, y'all are going to talk about us. But so
one's not invited.
Beth brings Father Lonigan up to speed somewhat, telling him about this whole ruse and why it's happening. And basically she says, you need to tell a compassionate lie to save Antonio's life, a little white lie. And this fucking priest goes for it. I really don't like him either, to be honest, Father Lonigan.
I don't either. I don't dislike him like I dislike Brian, but...
Right. I don't hate Father Lonigan the way I do.
He seems like an idiot who doesn't get what he's talking about and doesn't understand shit about anything.
Well, much like everybody else in this town, he's terrible at his job.
Yeah. And they don't seem smart. It's like it's an alternative universe where everyone's just a little off. Like, that's what it is. People aren't quite smart enough to be doing things.
Yeah. He's a bad priest. So he lies, right? Yeah. He gets brought up to speed by Beth, and then he privately tells Sheridan and Luis, he like pulls Sheridan and Luis, like, I need to speak to Sheridan and Luis alone, please. And Antonio's like, why? He's like, what's going on? And Pilar lies to him some more, like, I'm sure it's fine. No, it's nothing. I'm sure it has something to do with like your wedding or some bullshit.
Fine.
And so he pulls them to the side and he privately tells him, girl, I can't marry you to Antonio. And he says, it's because you and Luis are in love. Because she's like, why, Father? Why can't you? And
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I don't understand. And he's like, because you and Luis are in love. And he tells her that she has to choose the man that she loves, and he will marry her to whoever she chooses. And then Sheridan gets a vision. I don't think I took this clip either, because again, I just hate Antonio so much. So I couldn't even the video of him dying, since it's not real, it really upset me. Like, I don't like him. So Sheridan gets this like vision, like That's So Raven. She like turns to the side and is like, ooh, and she sees like the future. And she tells Antonio, I love you, Antonio, but I love Luis more than you. She basically tells him, he's like, what? No, did I take that clip? I kind of feel like I did. Now I need to look for it because it was funny. So I have a clip here where after Sheridan has her little vision. Well, I have maybe the vision's in this clip. We'll see. Here we go.
What I've been telling Sheridan all along. No, she can't marry Antonio when she's in love with me.
Don't you agree, Sheridan?
Yes. I do love Luis. But I love Antonio, too. As I told you, he saved my life. He nursed me back to health. He even risked his own life to pay off my debts. Now, how can I abandon him when he's so sick?
I understand your feelings, Sheridan. You are a compassionate woman. I can imagine you feel guilty, even responsible for his illness.
No, she's not responsible.
Yes, Luis, I am. Partially. Antonio would have never been in that car race where he had his accident if it weren't for me.
You shouldn't marry a man out of sympathy or obligation. It would be cheating Antonio because it would not be a true covenant.
It's exactly what I've been telling her all along. Sheridan, you can't marry Antonio when you're in love.
Note to listeners, Theresa comes in and is listening.
I do love Antonio, too.
Well, I can see you are in an impossible position, Sheridan. But you cannot expect me to marry you when you say you love two different men. I could not do it in good conscience.
Please, Father, if I don't agree to marry Antonio, then I'm gonna have to tell him why, and that shock will most likely kill him.
There is only one way I can marry you and Antonio, Sheridan.
Please, Father, tell me how.
You must choose. You have to choose the one man you love. If you can do that, then I will marry you to the man you choose.
Provision.
You love me more than you do Antonio.
Antonio, I have to tell you the truth. I love you. But I love Luis more.
No.
Yeah, this is the clip I was looking for earlier.
Antonio! Antonio!
Sheridan, can you give me an answer?
Yes, I love Antonio. I love him more.
Oh,
Fuck.
Louis.
A betrayal on a soul level. That's a betrayal.
Horrible. Oh, God damn it, Sheridan. God damn it.
Sheridan.
Sheridan.
Oh, shit.
You
There's more of
truly
this.
love-
I didn't realize there was
Just play it.
I'm going to go back.
Play it.
I thought it was over. All right. Yeah.
Sheridan.
So, she sucks.
Are you sure, Sheridan? You truly love Antonio more than you love Luis?
No, it's not true.
Don't lie to Louise.
Sheridan, I don't believe you.
Yes, Father, Antonio is the man that I love. He's the man that I want to marry.
Very well. If you are sure, then I must believe you. I will marry you and Antonio anytime you want.
Thank you, Father.
All right, and there you have it, folks. Yeah, he in her vision he finds out and he immediately drops dead. It was funny to me, and so she comes out of her little vision, and she very loudly, and in front of Luis, blurts out, "I love Antonio. I love him more."
And that part I was so annoyed at. My mom was there and she was like, "What?" And I was like, that was so annoying. Like, oh my fucking God. I've been waiting for them to get back together. I've been so excited that they might get back together. And then it's like there was no reason for her to do that. None. It's so weird.
None whatsoever. And when she did that, I love Antonio. I love him more. This is how I felt. Boo.
As well.
Boo. Terrible, girl. Terrible.
You're a
horrible.
Yeah.
Because what are you talking about?
Why are we rooting for you? Like,
Yeah. Oh, God. So Father Lonigan says, okay, I'll marry you to Antonio. Luis.
Like,
I know that.
Now. It's now or never. You had to choose one or the other, brother, and then it's never again. You can choose.
That is another thing about this in general, too, is like the fact that Father Lonigan even gets a say in who Sheridan marries.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't.
Yeah. But yeah, Luis is understandably very upset. He's dismayed. He's heartbroken. Sheridan tries to apologize to him, but he says, don't apologize. It's better that I know now than spend a lifetime wondering. And Beth says, but I had to say it. I had to tell Father Lonigan why I loved Antonio more. No, you didn't. Oh, and which is exactly what Luis says. No, you didn't. Luis says, no, you didn't. You didn't have to lie to a priest or to God. No one was holding a gun to your head. You made your choice. Free and clear. So now you got to live with it. Good luck. Good luck, Chuck. Another good luck in this episode. And I loved it. I was like, I felt bad for Luis. I really felt bad for Luis.
I did too, but like, I did not feel bad for Sheridan at all. I just wanted to kill her, and I felt very bad for Luis because he's so sweet. He's someone I have such a crush on him. Like, I just think he's perfect, even though he sucks too. But I think he's adorable, and I want him to get with Sheridan.
I think he's the man on the show who sucks the least. I also think that Luis is maybe the only man on the show who has actually grown as a character and has changed for the better. Yeah. So it makes sense. Luis is a lovable character. He really is. So I sympathize with him. I feel really bad for him. He's mourned the loss of Sheridan for so long, and then
he's so in love with her. Like, it's like really is true love for both of them. So that's a shame. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry.
No. I'm barely hanging on, to be honest.
I do that when I'm tired. I just start to social. It goes out the window.
That's all right. Okay, so Beth then, of course, swoops in to comfort Luis, and oh god, Antonio apologized to Sheridan again.
A lot, again and again. You can hear that she's annoyed. You can hear it. She's like, "It's fine. Like, please stop."
Yeah, and so then the next morning happens. We roll over the day, and Luis is actually hanging out with Theresa, with his little sister, and they're discussing their respective situations with their significant others, or lack thereof at this point, because by this point Theresa and Ethan we already know Theresa and Ethan have broken up. So they discuss that, and Luis says, Theresa says, well, at least you know you will eventually end up with Sheridan. And Luis says, what? You mean wait until he dies? As much as I love Sheridan, there's no way I'm going to do that. It's just wrong. I just got to face facts, you know? I lost the woman I love to my brother. And I totally get where Luis is coming from here, right? Like, we're putting up this act. Y'all want me to put up this act for my brother who's dying. And so, like, the last thing I'm going to do to my brother is like lie to him and betray him. He will go to his grave never knowing the truth, and from my perspective, being made to look and be a fool, right? Made a fool of for the entire town. Everybody knows what the fuck's going on except for him. So I'm with Luis. I'm like, that we can't just wait till he dies It's
No,
messed
that's
up.
so weird. It's creepy because it's like you're counting down the days for your brother to die.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah,
It's too messed up. So over at the cottage, Sheridan and Antonio have breakfast. Antonio has had breakfast ordered from the chef. From the big house. He apologizes again.
It's just, ugh.
Yeah. And then he pressures her about getting married. He's like,
I
oh,
wanted so bad. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just really wanted him to be like for her to be like, yeah, that really fucked us up. It was really rude, and I don't know how we can bounce back from it.
yeah.
Like, 'cause it's like if saying it's okay doesn't work, just tell him it isn't okay. Make him apologize more.
Yeah, and it's weird because Sheridan doesn't mind lying to him. She's been lying to him constantly. So like, girl, come up with a good plausible lie and break things off with this man. If you can't come bring yourself to tell him that you're with Luis.
Bearing someone's feelings, like doing this is morally wrong. So you can't justify it. Like it's like it doesn't there's nothing that does.
Yeah, and I think honestly I do believe that if she just broke things off with Antonio and didn't tell him that she was with Luis or that she was in love with Luis, I think that would have been enough for Luis. I think that would have been a decent happy middle ground for them both, but she just won't do that either.
Right.
So there you have it. Moving on. Antonio is pressuring her about getting married. And he brings up that he wants to have a double wedding with Luis.
Oh my God, the double wedding thing.
I hate a double
My
wedding.
mom was like, "What's wrong with this dickhead?" Like cause he just kept. It's like, why is he being so pushy? And it's like, yeah, why is he being so pushy? I don't know. No one wants a double wedding. Like, what are you doing?
Nobody wants a double wedding. So stupid. But he
I think
keeps
for budget reasons you might do it, or like,
in this show for sure. And that's what they talked about, like in the first double wedding, like Theresa and Ethan and Sheridan and Louise. It was like, oh, they were doing it to save money.
yeah, because they were all broke at that point.
But anyway, so Antonio brings up the double wedding idea to Luis because Luis comes over and Luis, of course, does not want to go along with this idea. He doesn't like this. He hates everything that's going on. And he tells him, he's like, I have to talk it over with Beth, because Antonio is like, why don't you want to have a double wedding with us? Why won't you answer my question? You should have a double wedding with us. Why won't you answer my question? And Luis is like, well, I have to talk to Beth. I have to talk it over with Beth first. I mean, it's a plausible like excuse.
It'd just be like, we literally just heard of this a moment ago. Give me a second to talk to her about it. He's like, what's wrong? We should move forward with it now. It's like, you just told us about this. Chill.
Yeah.
It's too pushy, dude.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what's the big deal? You and Beth would have been married by now if it wasn't my fault, and I feel really guilty about that.
Why are you going into your files like that and don't formulate arguments. Just shut up.
Oh gosh, I can't stand him.
I can't either. There's something about him. I wish I could put my finger on it. He reminds me of like someone who would passionately tell me something that was wrong, and I'd know it was wrong, but I don't know. He has a lot of feelings.
He is a person who, no matter whether he was right or wrong, I would still disagree with him, even if I knew he was right.
Yes.
You know, I would find a way.
On one level, I haven't found it yet, but I know on one level you're still wrong.
Yeah, he's the kind of person you can't let him be right about, and I could never let him be right about anything.
So even if you knew he was right, you'd have to find reasons it didn't make sense.
I'd have to poke holes in it. I would have to.
Brian, you're wrong again.
Yeah, you're stupid.
You're always wrong.
Oh, you're stupid. You should just drop dead. So Beth is outside, of course, listening in on this conversation. She knows exactly what's going on. I think that's why I thought that Kay and Simone knew what was going on outside because they were listening through a window, because Beth listens through the window and she hears everything. So well, I don't know what the exact rules are in Passions. Like, can people hear through windows or not? I don't know. So whatever. Beth can, though. She's got bionic hearing. So she enters to make things worse. She goes inside, and Antonio brings up the double wedding thing to her. And she says, oh, I mean, I don't know. Whatever Luis says, like, she defers to Luis. She's like, if Luis says it's okay, then I'm okay with it. And so Luis says, well, if no one else has a problem with it, why not? I love how Luis at this point is just like, he's so tired. My guy's just tired. They've worn him down, much like I've worn myself down to a fucking pulp today. I'm so tired. Luis is as tired as I am.
I'm just glad that you're like this, because I felt bad coming on and being like, I only slept 5 hours. I'm feeling weird, and then you're like, I am too.
Yeah, but we're gonna power through. We're
last scene, right?
Huh?
The last scene?
No. Well, for we're almost done with Shuiz, but then we have to do Theresa, Ethan, Gwen, which isn't a whole lot.
No.
Yeah, there's enough, but there's not a lot. Okay, so Luis says if nobody else has a problem with it, why not? I guess he's tired. They've worn him down. And Sheridan is visibly upset. She's so upset with Luis for agreeing to this double wedding. And she pulls him into the next room and she says, why would you say that? And then they argue with each other, and Luis accuses Sheridan of marrying Antonio out of pity and fear. And he says, I refuse to wait for Antonio to die. So I actually I do have a clip for this. It also, it's nice. The clips are nice because I can kind of take a little break.
You can hear we're both just like,
yeah. So, where am I in my actual notes?
I think we now are moving on to
yes,
Theresa and right.
Almost. We got to get to Beth, the whole thing here. We're almost to the end of Shui. So, yes, Sheridan is visibly upset, asking why Luis would say that, saying why would he agree to this double wedding? And I do have a clip. I have the clip of this conversation, this argument that they have. I called this one, Luis gives Sheridan a taste of her own medicine.
Upset with me, but to actually consider marrying Beth.
No, I don't know why you're so shocked. If you're gonna marry Antonio, why shouldn't I marry Beth?
Because I love you, and you love me, and sad as it is, your brother doesn't have much longer to live.
Oh, we don't know how much longer he's gonna live. Besides, did it ever occur to you that I don't want to wait around until you're free? I would rather die myself than to count the days until my brother drops dead, okay? You made a choice, and I've made a choice of my own. I'm not putting my life on hold anymore, okay? But what? Don't look so hurt. You know, Beth and I were engaged before you came back from the dead. The only reason that I broke off with her was because I assumed that you and I were going to get back together, but since that hasn't happened, well...
So you're just trying to make up for hurting her before. That is no reason to marry someone.
Oh, okay. What is a good reason? Pity? Fear that that person's gonna die? Because that's exactly why you're marrying Antonio. Well, that is, if you're giving me the straight story. And maybe his illness is a way for you to get out. A way for you to break things off with me.
I really enjoyed that.
What?
Luis. I enjoyed everything Luis said to her, honestly.
His points were valid, and it's like I can't formulate words right now, but yes, I thought he said it perfectly, and I think that her like, wait, what is like, hopefully it will snap her out of it. Hopefully she's kind of like, oh, I'm losing him for real.
Yeah, I really appreciated that he finally told her what's what, and and like I said, gave her a taste of her own medicine. Like,
yep.
I don't love that. I don't love that Beth it gets in this scenario, even though we know this is exactly what Beth wants. They don't know that, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't love that it's kind of like Beth just gets the shit end of the stick on this, that these two people are kind of having this big situation between the two of them. They clearly are the ones who are in love with each other and want to be with each other, and Beth has to be like situated in such a way that which is what she wants, divides them, but in also a way that Luis is in a way like using her.
If I was Luis, I would tell Beth, I appreciate you would stay, but I'm not letting you stay. Like, that's not how that works. Sorry.
It's wrong. It's just wrong.
And if she doesn't have the self-respect to do it, he should do it for her.
Yeah. So, then Beth catches up with Luis outside and they have a conversation, and she tells him she was surprised that he agreed to the double wedding. And he says, yeah, well, me too. He's like, yeah, I mean, what else was I gonna do, I guess? He says, he basically says that he's going along with it because it's Sheridan's decision, but like his heart's not in it, basically. And then he apologizes to Beth because it clearly kind of hurt her feelings. Yeah. And he tells her she's been amazing and that he hates that she's been in the middle. Well, you've been putting her in the middle. Antonio has been too, but you should have told Antonio that y'all broke up and y'all not going to be together. Like, he should have deaded that a long time ago. But anyway, he does keep putting her in the middle. I will say that. So he tells her that he will find a way out of this and that she can finally one day say good riddance to him. And then Beth shoots her shot again. She's been telling Luis over and over again, I love you. I never stop loving you. There's no one else for me. I couldn't go to somebody else when I've already had the best, right? Like, I want you and nobody else. She's already told him this a bunch of times, but she takes this moment. I think she found the exact right moment to renew her feelings for Luis again and say all the things out loud. And I will say, I really appreciate that Beth communicated this and has been communicating her feelings for Luis very directly to him at all times. And I do really, really, really appreciate that. I think I have this clip, honey. Let's watch it. I love that this just turned into a clip show.
Yeah, let's do it.
I am happy, Luis. Just being around you is all I need for that. Okay, I might as well be completely honest with you. It's not like I have much to lose anyway, right?
Go ahead.
Great. I think that you and I would be happy together. You said it yourself, that you were looking forward to marrying me before Sheridan came back.
Where are you going with this?
Well, maybe we don't need to back out of this double wedding. I love you, and I know that your feelings for me are real too.
Yeah, they always have been.
And plus, Sheridan's gonna marry Antonio anyway. I'm not really sure how to say this, but
Any way you want.
will you marry me?
Ugh.
Will you be my husband?
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes, I'd be honored to have you as my wife.
I'd be honored to have you.
Okay, well, that's that, honey.
Okay, it's happening.
That is that. He has agreed to marry Beth.
He has agreed to settle.
Yeah. Oh God. And Beth is just so happy to just like eat up the crumbs.
So I can't imagine, but it's just like when someone doesn't want to be with you, as soon as I know someone is like getting the ick for me, I'm gone in a different state away. Like I like am not.
Yeah. I think I've said this on the show before, but I've worked very hard to build up my self-esteem. And so any threat to that, I immediately shut down.
Yeah.
I immediately shut down because I know how dangerous and I know how awful and I know
how insidious it is. It's kind of like you can't just have one little piece. It's like it turns into a big thing quick before you even know it.
I know that having bad self-esteem, low self-esteem is is not a place I ever want to be again. And I worked very hard to build my self-esteem up. I really did. And any threat to that has to go expeditiously. Yeah. And I could never find myself in a situation like this because the moment, like you said, the moment I feel like you don't actually like me that much.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. So, but you know what? Go ahead, Beth. Beth is like traumatized too.
It's weird.
Oh no.
Go ahead, Beth.
It's just because I'm tired.
Yeah.
No, I think Beth has gone through so much with her mother, and I've talked about this before at length about how she just has never been loved correctly, and Luis is like the only person who has ever like shown her genuine love and affection, I think, and she just has latched on to him, and she's willing to take whatever crumbs that he will leave for her.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, that's it for Sheridan and Luis. We did it. We did Sheridan and Luis. Now we can move on. We will blast through. Yeah, I have some clips. We'll do some. I think I have several. I have at least 2.
Let's try to do it like when we watch our YouTube videos and put them at 1.5 speed
run.
Like, yeah, we'll talk like that.
We got it. We can do this. All right. So we're going on to Theresa, Ethan, and Gwen, and what's going on with these people over here at the mansion. We pick up, and it's Thanksgiving Day. Julian and Rebecca like joke about their Thanksgiving sex game. They did a weird game where he was dressed up as a turkey, I guess, and she was
so weird. They always just have to traumatize us with this weird fucking fetishes.
It was so weird. He was dressed as a turkey. She was a pilgrim, I think, and
I'll show you how to really use a gun.
Yeah, whatever. So then Ivy shows up because they were just like talking about that, reminiscing about it, whatever. Ivy comes into the scene and they continue to flirt with each other, blah, blah, blah. Julian is lamenting the fact that Theresa ate the divorce papers, so he has to continue dealing with his 3 wives even longer, right? Like he's trying to figure out how to get rid of these ladies out of his house. But Rebecca at one point hints, I have no clue what this is, but Rebecca at one point Rebecca hints to Julian and Ivy that she has a secret that will ruin Theresa's claim to be Mrs. Crane. And she says, if my suspicions are correct, Theresa will no longer be Mrs. Crane. Theresa will be toast. We don't find out what this is. I don't remember what it is that she's talking about. So whatever, moving on. Theresa brings Pilar up to speed on the fact that she ate the divorce papers. So we're all up to speed. We know what's going on. Theresa's still Mrs. Julian Crane. Then we have this lady gives Pilar a phone call. Her name is Maria Celeste, and she's a TV host. I looked her up. She's a real reporter on Telemundo, or she at that time. And this is a real show, Al Rojo Vivo, with Maria Celeste, Maria Celeste Herreras. And I looked it up because I was like, oh, I think NBC bought Telemundo around this time, and I was absolutely right. So this is like a little cross promotion that they did for her show on Passion. So, which was, I think went well. I think that was an interesting little addition. So this woman is one of Pilar's old friends, but she also is a journalist, and she's doing an expose on the cranes. An expose that she only needs one day to like get what she needs.
She needs like 15 minutes at a party to get everything. But you know what? They did really tell her too much.
Yeah, they did. And so Pilar knows everybody. Pilar, Theresa, well, Pilar and Theresa, I don't know who else would have known, but Pilar and Theresa know that she's a journalist and that she's doing an expose on the cranes, and they're supposed to tell everybody that she's just a family friend. And so that, just keep that in mind. That's part of the plot this week. So Theresa is excited for her party, and this was funny to me. She tells her mama she's so excited for her party. She says, to think our whole family's going to be together again, you know, except for Paloma. Yeah, poor Paloma.
Yeah, poor Paloma. Yeah.
So Theresa is getting ready for her party, and she's very excited. Her whole family's going to be there, except for Paloma, of course, because nobody gives a shit about Paloma. Yep. But she's excited that Antonio's finally home. It's just too bad that he's going to die.
I'm in bed.
And she says, I have so much to be grateful for. And then Pilar throws a little wet blanket, like she is, on top of Theresa, where she says, yes, you do have lots to be thankful for, but don't forget that Ethan proposed to Gwen last night. So I don't know why you're so upbeat. You should be sad as fuck because Ethan's not going to marry you. You're never going to get him back. This is about to go
right?
off the rails.
Those are murder words.
Listen, these are my words, and I'm paraphrasing everything, and yeah, things are about to get a little unhinged up in this bitch. So, hang on, everybody, really hang in there with me. So, Pilar does all that bullshit, and then meanwhile, Ethan and Gwen are having a conversation where they discuss their wedding plans and that they want to get married as soon as possible. And Gwen says, oh, I can't wait to move out. I have this clip. Gwen wants to move out. Ethan doesn't want to. So let's watch that clip.
Not wait to move.
Move? I thought, since we're getting married, you'd forget all about that job in New York.
Yeah, I'm not taking the job. And we can stay here in Harmony, Ethan, but I do not want to live in this house.
Sweetheart, you know why I'm here. I'm my mother's attorney. I need to protect her interests. I mean, if I'm not here, she's defenseless.
Are you sure you want to stay here because of your mother, or do you just not want to be far away from Theresa?
Okay, so his excuse is that he's his mother's attorney and she's defenseless without him. I've never met someone less defenseless than Ivy Crane.
And it's like she can, none of that makes sense.
Doesn't track.
And what is the obvious reason he wants to stay there is he wants to be around Theresa because he's like a total loser. And
yeah, he's a fucking loser. I know, but okay. So after that conversation, he maintains that he's really just there to protect Ivy. Gwen apologizes to him saying, I'm sorry. It's just that Theresa has haunted us for so long. And Ethan says, I know, but you are the one wearing my ring and you are the one I'm going to marry. Fine. So at the party, Julian enters the party. It was funny because Theresa, I'll just show y'all the clip. I'll show y'all the clip of the party. I have the clip of the party. Back-to-back clips, y'all. I'm tired, so I'm gonna thank God I took these clips. They're doing some heavy lifting this week. Heavy lifting.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, here we go.
And I'm not going to let this upset my day. I'm looking forward to our traditional New England crane dinner. I can smell the turkey now.
I smell something, but it isn't turkey.
I couldn't help overhearing how much you're all looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm really glad because it's all set up.
No! No!
Oh, it's those donkeys again.
Is she into donkeys?
Yeah.
Okay.
They it's a running joke. It's a running weird bestiality joke. Like, ugh. As a matter of fact, they make another joke about the donkeys in these episodes. I didn't write it down, but they make another joke about her and the donkeys. So, yeah, you see how they have reacted to this fiesta style. That's what they call it, not me. Thanksgiving. Maria Celeste, she arrives undercover and begins investigating Julian using her hidden mic that's like right between her boobs, which is the perfect place to be checking on, trying to get Julian, right? Because that's where he focuses.
Talking, right?
Yeah. And so she flirts with Julian, and he tells her some stuff, nothing really of any major importance. Basically, the main thing she finds out is that Theresa ate the divorce paper, and that's something that he didn't want to get out because he felt like it would make him a laughing stock. So Gwen and Ethan at this point show up to the party, and Gwen announces that they are engaged and that they're going to get married in a few days, not a month, not 2 months, not next year, not spring, because they show up, and Theresa, they tell her like, we're gonna be getting married soon, and she's like, oh, next year, next April, next blah blah blah, until we get to a few days. And Teresa's like, that's not enough time. Like out
awkwardly, right? And everyone's like, what do you mean by that?
And I hated this because I feel like everybody else gets to have those moments where they say some shit that nobody else is supposed to hear and nobody hears them. But when Theresa does it,
yeah, people are like,
yeah, what do you mean? Not enough time for what? Not enough time for what, Theresa?
And they all know the answer. So it's just awkward on so many levels.
Yeah, we know what's going on here. She lies, of course. She's like, oh, it's just not enough time to throw you a proper engagement party. And Gwen's like, well, thanks for the thought, but I think we're good. Yeah, I bet you are, considering what happened at your last engagement party to this man, where he left you the night before y'all were supposed to get married. But I'll leave y'all to that. Whatever. So blah blah blah. Theresa's panicking. They're getting married. There's not enough time. Blah blah blah. Gwen taunts Theresa about the rushed wedding. Oh no. Actually, did she taunt her? Kinda. I think it was more Rebecca.
Yeah.
Rebecca and Ivy taunt Theresa and mock her, saying, I guess you really don't have anything to be thankful for this year, Taco Bell. Good God. So Theresa then tells Pilar that she has not given up on Ethan. It ain't over till it's over, right? Pilar tells her, same old, you need to let him go. Gwen then announces to everyone that they're going to be moving out of the mansion, but Ethan corrects her, saying, we could be moving out of the mansion. We haven't decided yet. I don't want to leave Mother in the middle of a lawsuit to determine who the real Mrs. Crane is.
Yeah.
Then Ivy and Rebecca say, no, you need to move out today. Ivy and Rebecca are like, you need to get out of here. You and Gwen need to get out of here. I think you should move out. The sooner the better. Who knows what plot Theresa could hatch to break you two up. If you decide to stay here, you're toast, basically, is what they're saying. Like, Theresa's going to get in between you. And so they say, I think you and Gwen should go upstairs, pack your bags, and move out immediately. They don't. They stay. We're and party, whatever. There's no conclusion to that. Teresa's like relieved to hear that they're not moving out immediately and that they're not moving out of the mansion, because in her mind, as long as he stays close, then she'll be able to get him again. So at this point, Theresa gathers everyone around to partake in her Lopez-Fitzgerald family tradition of naming what they're grateful for today. And they do that. Who gives a shit? Moving on. Julian makes a remark about what he would have been thankful for, which is being short a wife if she hadn't eaten that divorce paper. And then we recap that again. I feel like they told us this story like 4 times this episode about her eating the divorce paper. It's like, we get it. She ate the divorce paper. Oh, but this one was actually important because Ethan says, what are you talking about, Julian? And Theresa explains that she ate the document that would have severed her ties to the Crane fortune. And Ethan is very impressed by her boldness. He says, you actually ate it? You were brilliant to destroy the evidence. Just when I think you can't amaze me anymore, you do something like this. You are incredible. And then he hugs her. Ugh, God.
Yeah, it's insane.
Control yourself.
And I would just like kick him in the butt. I would just be like, dude, I don't know.
Control yourself. He can't control himself. Gwen, of course, is visibly upset by this exchange. And Ethan apologizes to her, saying like, I'm sorry about that. And she says, Ethan, are you? You're always so impressed by Theresa and always having such a good time when you're with her. Maybe I made a mistake by accepting your proposal. And Ethan's like, no, you didn't. I'm going to be a devoted, faithful husband in every way, I promise. The lie detector determined that was a lie, okay? I don't have the sound yet, but one day I will, and that was a perfect time for it. Talking about he'll be a faithful, devoted husband in every way. Please.
Yeah, right.
Please spare me, Ethan. So, Theresa says it ain't over till it's over to herself, of course, declaring that she will get Ethan back. Oh, Maria tricks Julian into eating a hot chili pepper. I have that clip because it was funny.
Yeah, play it.
Is there no traditional Thanksgiving fare? No cranberry sauce? No turkey or turkey without hot sauce? Why am I surrounded by immigrants on such an American of holiday?
Come on, Julian. You know that all Americans started as immigrants, including the Cranes. It took a lot of people and different cultures to build this great country.
Well, yes, of course. We've had servants from Asia and Europe, south of the border.
How did the Cranes come to America? Were they thieves and murderers on the run from the law?
You. Ew.
Oh, I thought that was a chili pepper one. Whatever.
Oh, but, yeah.
Whatever. I thought that was the one where she tricks him.
It was a brilliant way for her to just peace out quick. Because it's like, I got the hiccups.
It's okay. We're almost done. But yeah, she tricks him into eating a chili pepper, and then she reveals that she's a reporter, and she says that I'm a reporter with a red hot story, but don't worry, once my program airs worldwide on Telemundo, I'll be sure to send you a copy. I'm also going to send your dad, Alistair, a copy and a thank you note. I know how he adores publicity. Good luck. There's another good luck. Good luck. You'll need it. Maybe this episode should be called Good Luck. I got everything I need. Actually, I think this episode is going to be like, Luis, will you marry me? Because I think the fact that Beth proposed to him.
Oh God, no. And him being like, yes, I will. It's like you don't know what you're saying, Luis. You're too dumb to make this decision right now.
It would be my honor. Are you sure about that, buddy?
Yeah, it's like, will it be your honor? I think this is dangerous.
Yeah, we're going in a really bad, weird direction. But at this point, Ethan sees Father Lonigan at the party, and he tells him that he and Gwen would like to get married as soon as possible. And Father Lonigan says, yeah, sure, I'll marry you whenever you're ready, whenever you want to. Theresa then says, Father, I need to speak to you. Now, reminder, we all heard the conversation that Father Lonigan had with Sheridan and Luis, wherein he told her she had to choose. Yes. So Theresa cites that conversation to him and tells him Ethan doesn't love Gwen. He's only marrying her because she's pregnant. He loves me. He was going to propose to me, and then he proposed to her because he found out she was pregnant. So by your own stupid rules, Father Lonigan, he cannot marry. You can't marry Gwen to him. So here's the thing. Even if Father Lonigan refuses to marry them, they could go to a justice of the peace tomorrow. They can go to the courthouse and like
find someone else.
Yeah. And like, it's not, I don't see them as being like very religious people like Grace, who's like all hung up on being married in a church.
Yeah.
But this becomes a problem for them because Father Lonigan's like, well, this was such a great moment between Theresa and Father Lonigan. Theresa says he may tell you that he loves Gwen, but how can you marry Ethan and Gwen when he is in love with two women you made Sheridan choose? And Father Lonigan says, Theresa, why do you put me in these impossible positions? That might be the episode title. I thought that was hilarious.
It really like it extends to so many things. So yes, I think it's
Yeah, it also is funny to me that Father Lonigan is being bossed around by this little girl. Like, you don't have to listen to her.
Get a priest to call. It's like, you're not getting married to them, right? So go over there. Like, you have nothing to do with this. I don't care what your opinions are.
Yeah. So she says, but well, Father, it's your rules, not mine. And you can't marry him to Gwen if he loves me, right? And so he's like, okay, I guess you're right. And they find Ethan and Gwen at this Thanksgiving party. They find Ethan and Gwen. Theresa is out of her fucking mind at this point. She walks him over to Theresa and Gwen, and Father Lonigan says, after talking with Theresa, I've come to the conclusion that I cannot marry the two of you. Theresa told me that the only reason Ethan asked you to marry him was because you are pregnant with his child. And Ethan, while I applaud you wanting to give your child a legitimate father, you must realize that marriage is a sacrament. Good Lord.
Yeah.
And so he says, your wedding to Gwen is off, as if you control that. You don't control that. They can go to someone else. You're not the only priest in the fucking world.
He is in cahoots with God. He has the authority.
He has the authority. He's the direct line.
He has spoken. That's that.
That's that. So he's like, your wedding to Gwen is off. There's no way I can join a couple in holy matrimony without love. Then Gwen and Theresa start to argue. Gwen says, how dare you try to use God? And honestly, I'm so on Gwen's side on this one.
Yeah.
I'm so on Gwen's side on this one. This was insane. This was actually such a reach and such a stretch for Theresa, and so insane. That I have to be like, come on now, Gwen, I have to be with Gwen on this. Gwen says, how dare you try to use God and the church to your advantage, Theresa? Will you stop at nothing to get your own selfish way? And Theresa says, I'm not the one being selfish here, Gwen. You are, by trying to trap Ethan. Accidentally getting pregnant is the oldest trick in the book. And Gwen says, I am not the one trying to trap Ethan. I was the one who insisted that Ethan make his own choice about who to marry, not try to hold him emotionally hostage the way you do. I mean, throwing yourself at his feet, give me a break. Ethan just stands there. He's just standing there with his mouth agape, nothing to say. I can't stand this useless man. He's very Willy Wonka. No, stop, guys. This isn't helping anything. Like, he should be pissed at Theresa. He should actually be very angry with Theresa.
Well, he kind of does get mad at her.
Eventually. Not at this point. At this point, he's like, we should go somewhere and talk, guys. We need to talk this out. And so they go off. I don't know if they go off now, but I'm just going to push all these conversations together. Yeah. Ethan explains to Father Lonigan that he does in fact love Gwen and didn't propose to her out of duty or guilt. And Theresa says, that's not true, Ethan. You're lying. And Ethan pushes back and he says, yes, I do. I do love Gwen. I've known Gwen since prep school. We went to college together. We spent holidays together. We've traveled together. We had plans to get married before I'd ever even met you, Theresa. And if you hadn't come into our lives, Gwen would be my wife already. I love Gwen and I want to marry her very much. Theresa then counters saying Ethan was and she doesn't say this to Ethan. She says it to Father Lonigan, as if he has a say in whether Gwen and Ethan actually get married. Like he's the final word. she counters saying to Father Lonigan, Ethan was about to propose to me. He told me that he loved me. Now he cannot just turn around and marry a woman he just happened to knock up. And then Ethan states that he does love them both. And Theresa says, see, exactly, Father. Now you have to make him choose the same way you made Sheridan choose. And so Father Lonigan is like, okay, I won't marry you unless you choose. And Ethan says he truly loves Gwen. Despite his past feelings for Theresa, he loves Gwen and wants to marry Gwen. Theresa continues to argue, saying that he proposed to her first. Father Lonigan eventually is like, Theresa, shut the fuck up. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Father Lonigan eventually agrees to marry Ethan and Gwen. They make a good enough argument for him. And Ethan insists that he loves Gwen more than Theresa. And so after Father Lonigan leaves with Gwen, Gwen's like, Father, can I give you a ride back to the church? Which I don't know what this girl is thinking. Baby, you need to be here with your man. I'm sorry. This man is such a flip-flopper. And I don't like Ethan. I don't want Ethan. I don't want Ethan for either of these women. But if you do want to be with Ethan, you probably should just stay with him and never let him out of your sight, because he's so malleable. His brain is so soft that it wouldn't take that long for him to be back on Team Theresa, right? Though he doesn't go over this time. But if I was Gwen, I would just exercise caution. But she takes Father Lonigan back to the church. So she leaves with Father Lonigan, and Theresa again tries to convince Ethan to be with her and that he truly loves her and not Gwen. And so I do have that. Ethan loves Gwen more than Theresa, part 2. So I have 2 of these. I have 2 clips. Ethan loves Gwen more than Theresa. Let's see what they are. I honestly don't remember.
No.
Why one is
why
I have 2 clips. Huh?
No. Theresa's voice coming in, it's just instantly, it's like, oh, she's already crying.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go.
No. Ethan is lying. Do not believe him, Father. He loves me more than he loves Gwen. He is only saying that he loves Gwen more than me so that you will agree to marry them so that their child will not be a bastard. How dare you?
Gwen.
I forgot about that.
Truth? Absolutely not. I genuinely love Gwen, and I want to marry her and raise our child together.
I believe you, and I will happily offer you both the sacrament of marriage whenever you are ready.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Ethan and I are glad that you know the truth when you hear it. So, Father, may I give you a ride back to St. Margaret Mary's?
Why, yes, Gwen. Thank you.
Ethan, it's just the 2 of us now. You know, you can tell me the truth. Admit that you love me more than you love Gwen.
I already told Father Lonigan how I feel.
But I don't believe you.
Theresa, I feel sorry for you. It's a shame you can't know the truth when you hear it. Look, it is not that I don't have feelings for you. I do. But I can't live at this fever-pitched level that you do. I just can't do it. And one day you're going to get hurt really, really badly. One day. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself through that.
No, Ethan, I won't let you leave me. I won't.
Yikes.
I know, right? It's so embarrassing.
Okay, here's part 2. But yeah, I won't let you leave me. Like,
and when he's just like so grossed out, and she's like, it's like, you know that crying isn't making him change his mind. It's actually making this worse for you.
I think my favorite part of it too is that he says to her, this fever pitch you live in, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
We've been saying that. We've been telling him.
Oh, Ethan. All right, going on to part 2.
Stop it. Stop it. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep humiliating yourself like this?
Ethan, I don't care if I am humiliating myself. I am not the one who just lied to a priest.
I didn't lie to Father Lonigan. I love Gwen. I love her very deeply.
But not more than me. You can't.
Sorry to tell you this, Theresa, but the way you are acting right now, I love Gwen a lot more.
All right. Oh, he meant it.
Oh, Ethan didn't mean what he just said by saying that he loves Gwen more than me. No.
No.
He's upset. He's confused. No, Ethan belongs with me, not with Gwen. But I'm not worried. Because God has a way of setting things straight. He will make sure that I get Ethan back. And if he doesn't, I will. No matter what I have to do. You hear that, Ethan? You're mine.
Yikes.
Yeah, right? Kathy Bates.
Yikes. Yeah, misery much. Good God. Yeah,
Right?
that was a lot. Y'all heard it. We don't have to talk about it.
We're all processing what we just saw. We don't have
God, that was a lot.
to like, watching. Yeah, it's like, oh God. I had a few friends back in the day when I was younger like that, and it's just like couldn't be alone, desperate, like being like, oh, and it's like, okay, I just actually am drained. I can't get there with you right now.
Yeah, so she's not over it now. She's moving into her very much her villain arc. So
Villain arc? Oh no.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I kind of thought this was it. Like I thought this was her villain arc.
No, we're moving. I believe we're about to move into the villain arc. I feel like at this point, she and Gwen really start to ramp things up. But I think, I know Theresa ramps it up more first, I feel like. And again, Ethan doesn't help matters by constantly doing one thing and saying another. So
yeah, so wishy-washy.
But
right.
Imagine a man shaking you, telling you to stop humiliating yourself for him and telling you he loves someone else a lot more based on how you're acting right now. Could you ever even, when I tell you at that point, I would erase him from all of my memories.
That would be it, because that's his no. That's him saying not interested. And that's all you can do is just disappear and never see him again to the best of your ability.
All you can do is disappear. So that is it. We made it, Jessica. We did it. I'm going to give us some applause. I cannot do this at this late hour again. I'm going to have to.
When would you do it? Like maybe like start at 3?
I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. I feel like I need to start at like 11. I personally like starting at like in the morning, because then even when I had like the shorter 2 hours, 3 hour format, it's if I start at 11, I'm done by the afternoon. I have the rest of the afternoon to like rest and recuperate. And now it's after 10. I have to like
no time
go to bed.
Your time. That's what I'm worried about right now. I have my shit I do before bed to like get ready.
Yeah, wind down and do. I have to eat. I never ate a real meal.
I have to eat too. I have only eaten some Cheerios and
I ate a handful of pepperonis for the protein
and espresso to get me through this. Well, whatever. So we're good. We're done.
Yeah, girl. Let's sign off. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging in there with me. With that, that's the end of the show, everybody. Jessica, where can the people find you online?
On Instagram, I'm at Fairfolk Trade. Yeah, that's just it. Fairfolk Trade on Instagram.
We are done, honey. We are spent. I am spent. Okay. And you can find me on patreon.com/passionspodcast. Sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. And with that, you are my passion for life. We did it.